That's the world he lives in. Now that I've told you all that, you're in that world. Now I hate to be the person who put you in that world, but we need help. We need your support. We need your help to make this happen. This is risky business, we know that. And I tell everybody who gets involved in the New California movement, we don't need no shirkers. We don't need people who are going to put on the badge, who are going to put on the labels, put everything else on about California, fly a bunch of flags, and think that you're accomplishing something when you're not. And you're part of something when you're really not something, when you're not doing something to work towards protecting our freedom and liberty. And I mean that sincerely. We don't need those kind of people. Please stand back. We need people that are going to be actionable, they're going to be honest, and are dedicated, and will not tolerate people within our own midst who want to destroy our program and destroy our president and destroy the Constitution. Now, we have been at this now as New California. We broke away from the Jefferson movement because they did not want to form a new state. We recognized that, so we started a new state called New California. We started out with 4 counties, we went to 6 counties, went to 9 counties, who saw the vision that we had. We went to 18 counties, and it's kind of interesting. When we got to 18 counties and people found out about it, Tim Draper, he breaks out the 3-state plan. Remember, he had the 6-state?
Yep.
He was on my radio show twice, in 2012 and 2014, and I told him then, and plus subsequent telephone conversations, I said, it's not going to happen for you. You're not following the Constitution. Well, by 2016 or 2018, I figured out, why he's doing that. Because of us. We're doing it constitutionally. And then we went out and declared our independence, and for 13 days on Twitter, New California was #1 in the world, Twitter-wise. Wow. #1 in the world. Yeah. We declared independence in the midst of a firefight, people saying, you can't do this, you shouldn't do this is going to destroy the Union, blah, blah, blah. And I said, no, it's not. It's already happened a bunch of times. Josh, you got 50 states. What happened with them? They declared independence. They became states. Why can't we? Well, Tim Draper couldn't because everything he was doing was unconstitutional. He was not following the Constitution. Article 4, Section 3 of the Constitution states this. It's really simple. It's the same basic language you got in 1783. That's when they wrote it. That if you want to form a state from a pre-existing state, then you have to get the permission of the states involved and the legislatures and that of the Congress. Okay, now wait a minute now. Really simple. Did I say anything in that document, anything in that wording that says you have to get the governor's approval?
No.
Did I say anything where you have to get the Secretary of State's approval?
No.
Did you ever hear anything about a vote?
No.
Did you hear anything about getting and signing county petitions and then taking those petitions down to the Secretary of State's office in California? And then, for some reason, the counties are now independent. No, you didn't hear that because it doesn't exist. But what Draper did is he first thing, I'm going to go out and what am I going to do? I'm going to go ahead and try and take a lot of that energy and steam out of the New California movement, and we're going to go with 3 states. And we're going to put it on the ballot. Well, it's unconstitutional. In fact, people were asking me about that, about Draper, and I said, well, his plan is dead on arrival. In fact, I should have said it was dead at the scene.
Yeah.
Because it was. The Supreme Court, he got challenged by a wacko liberal group saying that we got to take this off the ballot. They put him on the ballot. And then they said, no, they're going to stop that. So they go before the California State Supreme Court, 6-0. They throw him out. Why? Because he's violating Article 4, Section 3 of the Constitution. What I just said to you. So now, having said that, and having all these other groups try to create states by doing stupid things, that they'll, like lawsuits, which they'll never get anything with, you cannot get a state with a lawsuit. Although they tried to convince me we could. I said, well, I don't see how you're going to. And of course, what's happened? Their case was tossed. Not going to happen. We're the only thing left now in this nation that has a chance of forming a new state. Now, what do you get with a new state? Well, you get problems. You get pain in the rear. That's if you're looking at the model of the original state, like California. Why would we want to create a state that's like California? Are you kidding me? It's a failed state. How many of you voted in the last election? How many of you voted more than once? Come on. In the last election. How many voted
primary
in
and general?
30 or 50 provisional ballots? How about in Orange County? How's it working out down there?
Yeah.
How's Bernie
I'm in LA
Sanders
County.
working out in California since 2016? What happened to Bernie?
Yep.
Now, I'm no socialist, and I don't care for Bernie's politics. But, you know, Bernie will tell you he's a socialist, won't he?
Democratic socialist.
He's a democratic socialist. He's a communist. He's a commie. Let's face it. He's a commie.
Amen.
But, you know, listen. He's honest about it, isn't he? Okay, so this, I like honesty. That's great, but everything else sucks. But this is what happened to Bernie. Bernie comes out in California. He's campaigning like crazy. How many of you stood out there with your Bernie signs? Be honest. Come on, it's okay. Bernie signs.
No.
How many saw the people with Bernie signs?
Bill Burns.
They were ubiquitous
I
in
saw-
California.
Ted Cruz.
That's a big word. Now, what does that mean? They were all over. I drive from Northern California to Southern California, sometimes as far as San Diego, repeatedly. See my family members and so on. And prior to the election, I was going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth and back. And everywhere I saw Bernie Sanders signs. And I'm going, God, that honest socialist, he may pull it off. He may beat Hillary. And I was kind of getting into it. Yeah, let's beat Hillary. Yeah, all right. I'd never vote for the guy. I'd be running out there, if it was against Trump and Sanders, I'd be pulling the signs down. I'd become like Arthur. God forbid.
That's the highest calling.
That is, by the way. So anyway, I was rooting for Bernie. I was just, and on the radio, go
Actually,
Bernie,
I-
go Bernie.
I wanted him to win,
And
too.
my fans are going, what is wrong with you? And I ask this question sometimes. I get so involved in my radio show. I say, what is wrong with me? And I guess what it is because I like to see a fair fight. You know?
Yeah.
I like fairness. So what happens to Bernie? Oh, he's slammed to the ground. The votes just keep coming in for Hillary. Pretty soon she's got 3 or 4 or 5, 10, I don't know how many millions of votes more than Bernie. And everybody's going, you know, there's something wrong.
Yep.
And we knew there was something wrong because we've been following the corrupt ballot system in California for years. Katie Grimes, you heard her, she's been on my show. We've partnered together many, many times. Megan Barth, she's in Las Vegas, ReaganBabe.com. She's going to be on my show on Monday. She and Katie actually went and met with the Trump people in March of 2017 and met with, I can't remember, the former assistant governor of Kansas. I met with them about, it was the Presidential Commission on Voting
Yes.
and Voting Integrity, Linda Payne and that vote. They asked me to sit in and I said, I don't want to do it because I am actually involved with the media and I don't want to compromise that. I knew what the conversations were going to be. So they laid everything out. And then they started asking questions of people like Alex Padilla.
Yeah.
Hey, Alex, can you help a brother out? We're here from the president, and we'd like to see some of your records. No, you can't do that.
Right.
Hey, Alex, listen, we just want to see your records to confirm what you
No.
already have up on the website. No, we can't do that.
No.
Well, it's your website. You have it. Can you give us? No,